Footy History Podcast tracks the 1914 VFL season. Round by round, each episode relives and reveals all the action, the defining moments, the close finishes, and all the stars and the goal kickers. Footy History Podcast, 100 years ago, round one. King football returned with great crowds turning out to see the league teams commence the battle for the 1914 flag. In front of 14,000 in Victoria Park, Collingwood took on Carlton. The Blues introduced 6 new bloods, including Brown, a dasher from Ballarat, and Dakin from Bendigo, who scored their first goal. Magpie captain coach Jock McHale, with his usual clever play, the veteran Gibb, and the soaring forwards Hughes with 2 sixes, and sharpshooter Dick Lee with 4, all featured for the home team. It looked like the Blues' wayward kicking with 3 goals 17 at three-quarter time would cost them dearly, but the final quarter got very exciting, with Gardner scoring a beautiful goal, giving him 3 for the match. Down by 6 points with only a minute to go, Collingwood made one desperate dash and Gibbs scored a beautiful goal to tie the scores. A frenzied battle continued for another minute before the bell rang in what was an exciting draw. The Dons travelled down to Corio Bay amid speculation the Geelong Union men would boycott the game due to a scab working the gates. Common sense prevailed, and an attacking, fast-running Essendon, with Ogden roving brilliantly, and sixes to Gordon, Baring and Walker had them looking the goods. Geelong played out the second half with only 17 men when Cinnamon Slater, who had a share in 3 Geelong goals, hit Stewart with a heavy bump. The Don was down for some minutes, but it was Slater who was assisted off and never returned to the field. Big Fred Baring opened the final quarter with another goal, and the Dons looked certainties. But with 10 minutes to go, sharpshooter Martini got his 4th, Hines, Geelong's star performer, snapped his 2nd, and Gray kicked a point to level the scores. The bell rang with Geelong dangerously close to scoring. A draw, 61 points apiece. At Brunswick Street, the Maroons unveiled the 1913 Premiership flag and continued that form, easily beating the visitors Melbourne. There was hardly a weak man in Fitzroy's colours. Holden and Millen were too strong on the wings, as were forwards Toohey with 2 goals, and the Little Maroon sharpshooter Jimmy Freak, who tipped the beam with 5 sixes. For the Redlegs, new captain Insignere put up fine defence against Fitzroy's strong forwards. Lilly won the centre, and Collins and Fairbairn both kicked 2 goals. The experienced Maroons ran out 56-point winners. At the MCG, South Melbourne did what they pleased against the University. Freeman and Stan Hiskins both scored 4 for South, while Jack Brake and Bryan were the best for Varsity. In the end, it was South Melbourne by 54 points. At the Junction Oval, last year's runners-up and home team St Kilda took on Richmond. The 12,000 who attended were keen to see the Seasiders' new recruit, the long-kicking, high-flying Dave McNamara. The big monoplane soared, taking some ground marks, and finished with 6 goals and proved to be the difference between the two sides. Richmond, wearing a new strip, black with a yellow sash, were best served by Herbert and James in the ruck, and Percy Martin with 3 goals was the best forward. In a scrambly game, it was the Saints by 22 points over the Yellow and Blacks. What a start to the season. 2 exciting draws, sets the scene for the big games next week. Tune into Footy History Podcast for all the round 2 action, including the matches of the round where Carlton play St Kilda and South Melbourne take on Geelong.
Monkey talk means Jim, I love you too. Then a big baboon one night in June, he married Jim, and very soon they went upon their honeymoon.